Hi, I'm Jenna with Tiny House Giant Journey. We're here at Bernadette's house, the Pinafore, in southern Maryland. Let's go take a look.
Welcome to the Pinafore.
Thank you.
Watch your step.
Who's this?
This is Alice.
This is Alice. And this is Bernadette, and this is her tiny home.
Yeah.
So first things first, how long or wide is the Pinafore? Do you know the dimensions?
It's 8 foot, maybe a little over 8 foot wide, and it's 13 and a half.
13 and a half?
Yeah, the legal limit.
Yeah, and then
for him to
the length?
24.
It's 24. And then what's the square footage on the inside?
I think 172. Not
172.
Not counting the loft. I'm not sure
Right.
what the loft is. Maybe another 80.
Yeah, and this is an original design by Abel, who has the company Zyl Vardos. Am I saying it correctly?
Zyl, yes.
Zyl Vardos. Okay, Zyl
Yeah.
Vardos.
I had such a hard time trying to figure out what I wanted, and I told Abel, I said, I want something gothic, kind of fairy tale, kind of European. And I just told him, I said, just build it. You
Right.
know? I don't know, there's something about this roof line that it's just like seems so huge and spacious. You know, to most people it would be tiny, but I don't know. I don't think my tiny house feels that tiny.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So one of the things he's really famous for is this particular window, which is called his moon window. And Abel does a really neat thing with screens. At first I was like, okay, how's that going to work? But these are on magnets.
Oh.
So there's little magnets here. And then these just pop open like so.
Oh, that's nice.
And he will also do, if you want to, he will do stained glass in some of these. So see, this will just, again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. And that just stays stable in there with those high-powered magnets.
Yeah.
So when you open all those up, do you get a nice breeze coming in?
Okay, the only ones that open are this one and this one.
Okay.
And that's what he does. That's standard what he does.
I see. Yeah, but you still probably get a good breeze coming in
I
from
do.
those two
I get good
windows.
cross ventilation when
Yeah.
I open everything up. And the other thing that we did special too were these leaded glass windows.
Yeah, those
This
are really
was
nice.
really kind of
That's
unique
the
and
gothic
different.
portion of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he, you know, I didn't even see the designs for the windows. It was like, I trust you. I just so trusted him to do everything.
And it sounds like you're really happy with it. You've been living in it for how long?
I do. I love my tiny house.
Yeah.
Since September.
Since September, yeah.
4 or 5
And
months.
you've been through, you know, fall, and now we're into the deep and darkness of winter. How has it been withstanding it all?
Fine.
Yeah.
You know, I really haven't. The only things have been we have had an absolutely brutal winter here. So I did have some pipe freezing. So, but I think I've taken care of that.
We figured that
Yeah.
out. It's quite warm in here right now, so it must be well insulated, and you know, he did a good job
Yeah,
there.
we can talk about that when we go outside.
Sure.
Talk about how I insulated it.
Great. And then we have this interesting floor. He's got actually going at a diagonal angle, which I think makes the space seem a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's very pretty. And he studied with somebody for a long time doing these different kind of stains, and this is like some kind of old European type of stain that he does on the floor. And
Okay, so why don't you tell me about your storage staircase?
this is all Abel's design also, but the main thing was I did not want a ladder. You know,
Yeah.
and I think I'm tending to see more and more people going with steps versus ladders, and to take Alice up at night and to bring her back down in the morning.
Yeah.
You know.
You want to be comfortable. I have
Yeah.
a staircase in my tiny house as well, and they're coming up with all these different designs that are actually really comfortable to climb. And this one I climbed up earlier, and very comfortable, especially with
is.
the handrail.
Yeah.
And I do like that he has the storage coming in from the side here. It's created shelving instead of pull-out drawers, which is another unique aspect of it.
Yeah, I haven't even used all the space, but like things that I want to hide are back behind my baskets, you know, so you get these baskets and everything's nice and neat, and then you can hide other things back in the back. So.
Yeah, and the wicker baskets go with the whole theme. I mean, you have a lot of wood in here. Even the pieces of furniture you've chosen to bring in have that woody feel. And
Right.
so you can really hide your belongings in a beautiful way in a basket or in, you know, a wooden case of some sort
absolutely.
like you have here.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, let's talk about your
Okay,
closet.
nice closet. I was really, really surprised. I mean, I've got clothes, but not, you know, not a whole lot of clothes. All my boots, everything fit in here. So super closet. I just put some of these little push lights, so at night I can kind of see.
Yeah.
You know, but I mostly wear black, so it's not a it's not a problem matching things.
Right.
But yeah, super
plenty
closet.
of storage for shoes and clothes, and you got a full length mirror in here, so you can get ready.
Put that there, and I can kind of stand back here, kind of
Take
see
a
myself.
look. Yeah. That's nice. And then you have your kitchen here. I love your countertop.
Yep, this was a surprise too. We had talked about doing a copper countertop. And then Abel said, I don't know, he couldn't get the copper for it or something, and he started designing these. So this is not, he makes these. He put all these boards together.
Right.
This is not something pre-made. And I noticed he's doing another one on the house he's building right now. So, and I wanted a vintage sink, so he had this really cute little enamel sink that I love. And he brought me this stuff to like touch up the little chips, and I'm like, no. You know,
I like the chips.
I like the chips too.
Yeah, it's part of it. And again, with your mason jars up here, you found a way to hide your storage, which, you know, kitchen storage, all the different packaging, it's not exactly the most beautiful thing.
That's right.
But when you take it out and you put them in mason jars, it can become a beautiful way to decorate your house.
And it's so easy. It's just so easy to have everything up there. A lot of people put curtains in front of these. I opted not to because it's just easier for me to grab things.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have, it's 4-burner top, propane?
Full-size little apartment-size stove, which was something that I wanted because I do like to bake. And actually, it also gives me, you know, more hiding spaces. You know, I have to pull everything out when I bake something, but hey, that's okay.
Exactly. And you use this area as your desk as well, this little lip.
I am right now. In the spring and the summer when it's nicer out, my Mac will go back out into my studio, which gives me, of course, more counter space here. But for the winter, I can't trudge out there all the time. So, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad having that. So I have these 2 stools, you know, as far as somewhere to eat. And like if there's 2 people here and the Mac's not here, 2 people can sit.
So it's like a little kitchenette dining table.
Yeah, I sit here and eat, you know, most of the time, so that works really well for me.
And you said earlier, Abel actually asked how tall you were, so that he knew how tall to make the underneath of the kitchen and then the loft, because you have plenty of space in the loft. So this is designed for you.
For me, because I told him, I'm like, I'm 5'7", and Alice is, you know, 1.5 feet, so we're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, one of my friends is like 6'4", and the first thing he did was come in here and just bam, you know, into the, but it's for me, so.
Exactly, the house is for you, you build it for you.
Okay. Great shower, full-size great shower.
Yep, and so he put a metal backing around all of that and has a custom shower pan, it looks like. Very nice. And then you have a composting toilet.
I do. Abel's design on the toilet, very cool in that my sphagnum, I use sphagnum peat moss. I don't know what other people have tried, but I tried cedar chips.
Didn't work out for you.
Yeah, it's like you need something dense to work.
We use peat moss in ours.
Yeah, so that works really well. A little messy, you know, when I go to put it in there, but, you know, it works. So that's on that side, and this side is storage for toilet paper, paper towels. And, you know, this is funny because one of my favorite things in the tiny house, I don't know why, I mean, it's a gorgeous house, but one of my favorite things is my fuse box. I just think it's the cutest thing.
It's the smallest little fuse box you ever seen.
Yeah, with 3 switches. It's like, how much more simple can you get than that? And the other thing that I got, just so other folks know that have tiny houses, is just to put some things in here. This is a spice rack.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and a spice rack, and I've even thought about getting another one, but then it would get cluttered. But for the little bit of things that I need in here, spice rack is perfect because it's small and flat.
And I do love the door.
Yes, the door is very special. It's Honduras mahogany. And then this little window, there's been a couple people say, well, this little triangle was, you know, a strange shape for this curve, but he just got this one little tiny piece of like 100-year-old stained glass from some monastery or something in Olympia. And he was like, I got to use it in the pinafore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Well, I think only thing we have left inside is to check out the loft.
All right. So when we go to bed, Alice goes up, and then we go up. And what I love about this loft too is that I actually can, kind of
stand.
Yeah, I can walk around in here.
I don't know any other tiny houser that can do that.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, because I can scoot pretty much everywhere. So.
Yeah, and you're not a short lady.
No. And I have boots on.
Exactly, yeah. Do you spend a lot of time up here reading, or?
Just at night sometimes. Just at night sometimes, and I've probably whacked my head maybe a dozen times.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm getting pretty good about it.
Once you get used to it, yeah. But you have a lot of headroom. It's really nice, and plenty of light up here because there's 3 windows.
There's 3 windows.
And you have an additional gable.
Yes.
What size bed is this?
This is full size.
A full size bed.
Full size futon, like an organic cotton and wool futon.
And that probably saves you a little bit of space here too, because it's not as thick as a normal mattress, but it's still like high density.
And it's very comfortable.
Yeah,
it's very comfortable, and that also helps with not, again, taking up some of the space in the headroom. So, and I don't think I've ever slept better.
Right.
Than I sleep up here. It's just so cozy.
I love the view that you get up here.
I know.
It's really nice that you can see the whole downstairs. I mean, it really feels like a house.
And I think part of that with my tiny house too is that, I opted to have not built-ins but furniture.
Okay, so why don't you tell us about the exterior of the pinafore?
As I told you earlier, I asked him to design me something that was gothic, fairytale, European, just sweet. And he sent me a sketch, and I loved it. And the sketch pretty much looked like what you see.
Yeah.
And I said, this is great. Cedar shakes, I'll individually put on cedar shakes. Again, the beautiful leaded glass windows.
Yeah, and tell me about that roof, because it's very specific.
Yeah, my copper roof. I was like, okay, gotta do the copper roof.
Wow, it's really unique. And so it's not just shingles, like it's full pieces of copper that he's overlaid, it looks like.
When he pulled up with it, it was just this shiny, bright copper thing.
A new copper penny, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But pennies can be beautiful over time. So your house is just going to age really, really nicely.
Yeah. We have had a wicked cold winter here in Maryland. I mean, everybody's talking about it. We've had negative degrees and wind like you would not believe, which is just brutal in a tiny house, being that we're up.
Yeah.
So I was going to do skirting, but I don't think I'm going to be staying here permanently. So I'm like, well, what can I do? And came up with this straw bale because I lived in a straw bale home. I knew that the insulating was like R50. Got some straw bales from one of the farmers, big construction bags that they would fit in, taped them up with duct tape. I think it cost me, total for everything was about $100.
Wow.
So I don't think that you could do much better.
And you can really tell a difference.
Oh, big difference. I mean, it's not the most beautiful thing right now, but hey, and it's organic. That's the thing that I like too.
Right.
When I pull out of here, the straw bales can be put out,
used for something else.
Yeah, exactly. Or down in my garden. And actually, the snow around the edges has helped some too. So,
right.
Yeah, it's not. I look at it and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look that great now, but it works.
Right.
It works great.
Well, something we have to talk about is the fact that it looks like you have a second tiny house here.
I do. I have a tiny studio. Would you like to see in my tiny studio?
What sort of artwork do you do?
I do photography, and I'm doing analog photography. I've gone back to doing Polaroids.
Nice.
So that's my main photography that I do, and I want to do street art.
Oh.
I want to do like things. I'm painting. All this stuff that you see out here has a purpose.
Right.
And I'm starting to paint driftwood, and then the driftwood will go back to the beach for whomever finds it.
Right. It's very colorful in here. So you have like
I know it's like a juxtaposition, isn't it? It's like totally different.
You have like a woodsy, rustic, gothic cabin, and then you have this like more
little
bright
artsy.
and airy, artsy. Yeah. So these are your two yin and yangs.
Exactly.
This is what makes Bernadette.
Yeah. That's it.
Very
cool. This is 80 square feet.
Okay.
So it works for me. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't have everything in the tiny house. I have the tiny studio, but still, it's all still.
Oh, yeah.
It's all still small.
Well, you got your work and your play.
Yep,
you know, that's exactly it. And
yeah.
they're both small and quaint and you. So
yeah.
I love it. Your commute to
I know.
work.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. Quite nice.
Really tough.
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking us through your beautiful house.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you get to be a pioneer for the Pinafore.
Well, yeah.
What a
thank
beautiful
you guys.
thing. Yes, thank you so much.
Our tiny house people.
Yeah.
Hugs. Oh, one more.
Welcome to the tiny house community.
Yeah, thank you.
Until next time, guys. See you later.
Yeah, thank you.